I am Amy Daniels. I am a self-taught abstract expressionist who loves to paint. I am a creator. I'm a mom. I am love. I am authentic. There are so many sides of me that show up. I even have to say to myself, girl, how are you showing up today? I'm sure there's a lot more to learn about myself as I go through this journey.
I love it. I love your necklace too.
Thank you. Boss.
That's what you did with this exhibit, this body of work, this amazing body of work,
Yes.
entitled Eclectic Shine.
Yes.
What was the inspiration for it?
I wanted to celebrate humanity and just really have people know that there are so many ways that people can show up on the planet in all of their humanity, whether we agree with it or not. It is so important to know what you're thinking about, how you think about it, what it conveys to other people. But to me, we have missed the opportunity to speak about how we show up on the planet. How, if you want to follow the rule book, follow the rule book. That's you. Do you, and be true about it. To me, I think we miss opportunities to be our real, true, vulnerable selves. And we don't have always this place to land. And Sonny House, you and Greg, thank you, was this place where I could land softly, and still get feedback, which I definitely appreciate. I could be bold and not care what people think, but, feedback is important. I think that what happens is we create out of experience. So my experience was my mom was strict. I mean, she wasn't unbearable at all, but she had an ethic that she wanted us to portray in society, which kept us in line, which kept us out of jail, which kept us in school.
Yes.
Me and my sisters were able to accomplish a lot of things because of my mom's directive.
Yeah.
And so as I got older, I learned how to hone on into my own directive. Mm-hmm. And there was some trepidation at first, if I can be honest. But then when I totally released that trepidation and just, became totally myself. And I want to say that took a few years. It's truly a journey. Yeah. I used to color in the lines, Harold in the purple crayon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned to draw outside.
When did you start going outside the lines?
I think it was after college.
After college.
Yeah. I went to college because, on your own, when you go to college, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to buy ramen noodles sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, because at home, mom will cook the food that she buys, and we can sit up and get fat on that. But then you learn a different lesson when you have to go out and do those things on your own.
Absolutely.
And I really feel that was around the time when I was in college.
Yeah.
So I knew that I had words I wanted to say. I knew I wanted to express things. And sometimes, I felt like people weren't listening to me. Mm-hmm. Or people were taking my words and saying, well, this is what I heard. And then it's like they said it back to me and it's like, no, that's not what I said. I must not be clear. So I would restate. And I did that quite a bit, whether that was at work, and it's kind of hard to do that, to restate yourself and not involve emotionality with it. Mm-hmm. So I would then re-express myself or feel like I got to put it in a certain way in order to fit into this box and fit into this frame of mind for the receiver. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't like that. So I am from a small town in Oklahoma. It's growing now. It ain't no small horse and buggy town no more. It's a college town in Tulsa. Mm-hmm. I grew up in North Tulsa, and there are so many pearls in North Tulsa. What I mean by pearls is like growing up with Pete's Barbecue, going to see Booker T and McLean rival football games. Mama Sugar Daddy's Barbershop was a pearl, you know.
Latimer's,
Barbecue, pearl, right?
Lotta Burger.
Oh my God.
My God.
My sister worked there, and when she brought food home, forget about it. So, yeah, my humble beginnings began North Tulsa with my mom and dad and my sisters. My father was the only man in the whole house. It was all girls. So
Wow. How many sisters do you have?
it's three of us that we grew up together. I have a sister in California also. So it was a total of four of us. And we lived in a one bathroom house. Those do exist.
What?
Yes, they exist. So, and we made it work. And some of my favorite memories were both my mom and dad worked for the airlines. And so we would take vacations every year. And, during those vacations, my thing was swimming and going to the pool and eating and hanging out. And my mom and dad really helped to create that. And to this day, it has made me the person who I am. I love to travel. I've been to every continent except two. I haven't been to Australia and I haven't been to Antarctica.
Yeah.
I had a wealth of an upbringing with eclectic family members, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wasn't the same, I had my Uncle Joe and my great grandmother who could pull chicken out of the refrigerator that she cooked a couple days ago and make it like magic, like it was the best thing
those days.
you ever ate in your whole entire life.
Yes.
Dominoes,
Absolutely.
I can play, so
You can
just
play.
Be
For
careful.
real?
And don't come play spades with me if you don't know what a book is.
Yeah, no.
Or if you if you can't go 6 books and
No.
you just said 6 and then now we down.
I didn't know that. I didn't know we could
don't
be
play.
partners. We can be partners.
We can be partners. My father was into photography.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's where you get your photography
absolutely. So there's a fun story about that. This is another great memory, one of those great memories. So it could be a Wednesday night. He just got off work, gotta get all cleaned up from work and get something to eat. Then he'd make us all put on Sunday dresses, go into the backyard, and take pictures.
Oh, I love it. That gave me life.
Oh, and we had to wait forever then for pictures to come back.
That gave me life. That gave me life.
Right. So I will create a scenario for picture taking, on a Thursday at 3:00 in the afternoon.
A painter, you're a photographer, and you're a poet. So
Yes.
tell us about your poetry.
My friend, her name is Tammy, and I wish she could be here, but it was in 1993 when we first met. We were like, my dorm room and her dorm room were right next to each other. So, I'm going to talk to her because she's quite the philosopher, I think, And I was like, Tammy, I feel this call to write poetry. I want to just write. I was reading Maya Angelou, I was reading Nikki Giovanni, and I was like, I have something to say. I want to say it. I just don't know how to do it. She was like, girl, stop tripping and just write. I was like, well, why didn't I think of that? I mean, it just sounds so simple and profound.
Yeah.
So she's like, just write. Mo, my good friends, those 5, they know me as Mo. So Mo, just write. And I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, okay, I'll do it. And I wrote it, and I looked at it like all the time. I mean, it had to be 2 or 3 weeks. I was still looking. I was like, I wrote that.
Yeah.
It felt good.
Yeah.
It felt like a release. It felt like I had put myself out there, and here I go.
Have any of your paintings in your current body of work for Eclectic Shine inspired poetry?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I had written, after I had painted and set with the work, then I wanted to kind of tell a story behind what each piece meant to me. And so I did. I wrote a poem for each of the pieces of work. I kept seeing this blue goddess. And so I just started creating her. And I mean, she was overwhelming and particular, and do the eye this way, and this is what I want my hair to look like. I mean, it just kept coming to me in stages and pieces like that. And I was like, I like this. So I finished her, and I would turn off the lights, and it was like she was still engaging with me. And I would go downstairs and I just sit and just stare at her and engage with her. And the more I did that, the more I saw how she had a presence. And she felt very empowering and very bold. And she came out of me, so I started making that connection to myself. And she is just this beautiful, bold presence of humanity, right? She blue,
I love
and
that.
she has branches coming out of her head. I mean, that's how she shows up, right? And she's totally herself, unfiltered, unadulterated. She is a blue goddess. And usually, when we grow up and everything, when we saw people like that, it was like, oh, that bitch is bad. She is, and I would just be like, damn, she's pretty. She's really pretty. And I mean, it became her, she became me, and we have this reciprocity. And I don't know if every artist does that with a piece, but sometimes the connection is just that deep, right? And so that's the story of That Bitch is Pretty. This is That Bitch is Pretty by Amy Daniels. Emerging out of a place beyond understanding comes a goddess of a blue hue, unafraid, full of power, full of wisdom, full of assurance, bringing with her truth and light because she is so. Look at those piercing eyes that capture and hold your gaze. Those eyes look deep into the soul of you, searching for signs of life, looking for your meaning, making you sit back and wonder, where has she been all my life? That drawing is unparalleled. That bitch is bad like that. How did this goddess know to come just for you? A rescue long overdue? Showed up in blue, demystifying what others understood about what it means to be human. No judgment, just patience. Making time stand still and regulating essence. Sent as a reminder to protect and revisit memories of beauty and power that demands change. A goddess rich in the fullness of assurance of who she is and what she means. Picked apart, slandered, misunderstood, but never overlooked. Controversy, wisdom, and beauty she has conquered and defined. That's why she exists, a symbol like none other, yet admired amongst goddesses. She is the greatest of wisdom personified. You can't turn away from her. She commands a room without saying a word. Her versatility confounds the sages and is invaluable amongst those who have had the privilege to encounter her. Yeah, she's endearingly that bitch.
Are you making art, or is art making you?
I think there is reciprocity in art. It's unbelievable. So I dreamt about the bitch, and the more I spend time with, I love being here tonight, as a matter of fact, because I'm with my work again. And it's like, all my creations are with me, and it just feels good. So being with her, I am with her. She reminds me to be empowered although she was created for, so it's this, like I said, this reciprocity. I created her, I saw her, she came to life, and she just reminds me to be the most empowered, beautiful me that I can be.
Do you believe do you believe that you could lose your power to create if you ignored
I don't think
your inspiration?
I don't think you can lose it. You might lose a moment, that's why you always have to stay in tune, but you won't lose it forever. Yeah. So for all of those people who have had a loss or a lapse, just know that you can plug back into that. Even if it comes from other people's inspiration, then you can see yourself in those pieces and wake up again. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yeah. Yes.
How much do you care about what other people think about you? How do you get there?
You just decide.
Favorite song?
I have too many. So I love music, love songs. Mm-hmm. To this day, I love Maxwell and Fortunate, but to this day, I have my wedding album. Mm-hmm. The songs I created for the day of my wedding, that included like Mariah Carey, Music Box, and Anita Baker, Love You to the Letter. That included Toni Braxton, Love Me Some Him, because I do love my Toni. We've been together 25 years now. But also I had Groovy Kind of Love by Phil Collins.
Nice.
Right? My favorite part of that song is, I'm going to sing a little bit of it. So
okay, sing it. Sing it, girl. Sing it.
Anytime you want to, you can turn me on to anything you want to, anytime at all.
All right.
When I kiss your lips, ooh, I start to shiver. Can't control the quivering inside. Wouldn't you agree? Baby, you and me got a groovy kind of love. I love those words.
I love that.
Don't judge, y'all. Don't judge.
What was the greatest moment in your career as an artist so far?
This moment right now.
Oh.
Absolutely this moment. And to feel embraced by the art community. People like Jennifer Monet Cowley. She's like one of the biggest cheerleaders you can have in the art world.
Absolutely.
And I absolutely appreciate her for that.
How do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as being courageous, unfiltered, unafraid. There's a lot of strength and courage. So whatever you do, be courageous. That's my word. You should have a word for the year. That's my word.
So while you're being inspirational, if you could say one single solitary thing to every creative on the face of the planet, you know what? In the universe, mm-hmm. at this very moment to inspire them, what would you say?
Just create. Don't worry about what it's going to look like. Don't worry about how people are going to accept it. Don't worry about those frustrating details. Just create.
That's Amy Daniels, y'all. Eclectic Shine is now on view at Sonny House through August the 6th. We are here every Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. and on Saturdays from 1 to 5. We hope to see you all soon.